morning all. So I'm just on my way to Norfolk, really hoping that I'm going to be able to get some decent running done. So here we are then, back to Norfolk. Not a parkrun review today, but important session for me this morning. So my idea is to do a nice gentle run down to Hunstanton from Heacham. Heacham North Beach is where we stay. So I have to go inland a little bit and then come back round, otherwise I'll end up, there's no promenade in between the north and the south beach, so I didn't really want to get sand in my shoes this early in the day. Gonna take it nice and easy. I've got plenty of time, it's only 8:30. Nice warm up, parkrun, nice tempo. Sort of not quite sure what sort of time I'm looking at this morning. Not important, it's all about the tempo run. Just using the parkrun as a marked course, and you get your time recorded. I can't remember, it's not that long ago, but I didn't check before I left what time I'd done last time, but I'm not after beating in the previous times this morning. And then after, hopefully a nice long warm down. I want to get at least 10 miles in this morning if I can. We'll see how the legs go. If they feel really good, I might even make it up a bit further. So feeling a little bit better now, in fact a lot better compared to last week. I prepped myself last Saturday to get out for a run and do a park run, but just woke up in the morning with the usual stomach cramps, and I'm pleased to say that they sort of stopped from last week, early last week. So fingers crossed, by the time the half marathon comes up, I'll be over this little attack that I've had, and I can get a good half marathon done, hopefully. Coming into Hunstanton, just going past the fair. It's quite a stiff headwind this morning, flags waving there in the wind. Going to get that headwind then 3 3/4 times, so it's not going to be an easy one this morning, but I'm not after a quick time. I'm just interested in a nice good tempo run, just get outside my comfort zone for a little while, hopefully set me up for a nice long warm down after. At the start, toilets over there, a cafe. This is the start line, the flag over there is the turnaround point. Nice little crowd this morning. Lovely laid back park run. So let's see how it's going to go in this wind. See you on the course.
Good on everyone. Walk. So we'll count down from 3. 3, 2, 1, go!
Into the headwind now. Right, down to the lighthouse one more time, and then a quarter of a lap after. Fourth lap, short lap. Finish line coming up. Not a great one. Right, so that's me done for the park run. So not sure of the time. I'll put that on the screen. I'm sure it was over 21 minutes, probably about 21 and a half. Couldn't quite see the watch, but pretty tough running back that way in the headwind. So I think going down to the lighthouse, it was sort of probably 6:30s, 6:45 pace or whatever, but back that way through that headwind, oh, it was tough. Probably about a 7:30 pace, I would say. I could just glimpse at the watch, I just see 7:30s, and then going this way I could see 6 something. So big difference with that headwind. Right, I'm going to take a nice run back now. So I've come to the sort of end part of Hunstanton. This is old Hunstanton, and look at that beach. Absolutely incredible. Goes on for miles and miles and miles when that tide goes out, and there's some really good sand over there, because I've run over there myself before, and there's some good firm sand there for running, so you would have no problem with sinking sand or anything like that. It's just got to be wary of the tide times, that's all. Just look it up and make sure that you've got plenty of time, because when that tide does come in, it's pretty rapid, and you probably couldn't get cut off, because you've got all the there's a golf course there, and there's loads of walkways around the back there, trails, so you're unlikely to be cut off. But even so, there are a couple of sandbanks that you could find yourself caught on. But yeah, so it's highly recommended if you're in this part. So I'm going to take a run back now. I'm going to go back up that path there along the back road. There's a bit of a headwind along the seafront, so I'd rather run along the back and just sort of get a nice bit of even pace going, hopefully, as part of me my long run. I'm on 8 miles now, so I should be on well over 10 when I get back, and I think that'll probably be enough for today. Stomach held up a bit. It felt a bit tricky on the 3rd lap. It felt a little bit tight, but yeah, just I was happy that I've done it. I'm happy to I've had a good week running so far, and hopefully I can cap it off with a little run tomorrow as well. Coming up to 10 miles now. Oh, sorry, over 10 miles now. So just taking it nice and sort of steady. So I'm gonna wrap this run up, and then tomorrow morning, hopefully another 10 maybe tomorrow. We'll just see how it feels. So I'll check back with you tomorrow. Sunday morning, long run day. This will be the longest run now before the half. Fingers crossed I'm going to attempt about 15 today. Now it's a mixture of pathways, grass, and some right rough trails as well. So let's see how we get on. So it was nice yesterday's park run. Really enjoyed it, even though the wind was horrendous on the return back to the turnaround point. It really did slow me down a hell of a lot, but it was a good session yesterday, and it was great to see people as well. A couple of people come up to me and said hello, recognised me from the running channel. Yeah, and it's just nice. Even running this morning, someone shouted out hello YouTuber. I've never been called, I think I've been called it a few times, but I'm not sure whether I'm quite a YouTuber, but it's more of a hobby for me. Yeah, so let's see how this run goes. I'll give you a little update later on when I get to sort of mole 10 or something. Right, just coming up mole 10, little friends here, crossing the road, it's what you call free roaming. It's gone past mole 10 a little while back there, off the main road now, the back run, and then I've got a little bit more road, and then it gets a bit tricky. There's a really rough trail I've got to run along, which is actually a flood wall. You can run along the top. Alright, so here we are. We're by the flood tidal wall now. So I'm going to run along this rough trail. As you can see, if there is a flooding, everyone has to evacuate inland from this point onwards. So you've got to be really careful. It's pretty mottly, and there's a lot of sort of hidden little holes every now and then. So you've got to watch your ankles. Oh, pause the watch for a second. Wow. Absolutely no noise at all, no traffic, nothing. The only thing I can hear is the wind blowing through the grasses on the floodplains there. So the sea's over the other side of that wall, so there's a dam there. I think it's called the Snettisham Dam. But the place is definitely high risk of flooding in high tides. So I've got about 1.5 miles left. And so far legs starting to feel a little bit tired, but the ground's pretty rough like I was saying, so it's going to feel a little bit tough now, tough going, but no choice. I prefer to do this section first really and run that way, but the problem is then when I'm running from Old Hunstanton down to Heacham, I'll be in a headwind all that time, so I'd rather have the headwind inland a little bit so you've got a little bit of sheltering. So let's get on with this the rest of this run, and we'll be done. The old cows in the field over there, I think they're sitting down. That means rain, doesn't it? Back on the road. Take them steps so I can run along this little ridge here. Take this little ridge. That's today's run done. Hope you enjoyed running with me on my long run and yesterday's run. Keep it going, we keep pushing for that half. I'm definitely going to be on the start line. Whether it's going to be a sub 90, who knows, but it's definitely durable, and we'll see how it goes. So thumbs up everyone, and don't forget to subscribe if you're not subscribing, and I'll catch you all later next week.